have to be prepared to hit this pitch right here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the #1 pitch you need to be prepared for, how to win versus the top of the zone, and preparing yourself for the top of the zone, and why it makes hitting in today's game much easier to do, and how you're going to set yourself up to stop making so many outs. Understand this, if you're not prepared to make a direct move to this pitch at the top of the zone, you're going to make a ton of outs in today's pitching ecosystem in today's game, right? You have to be in a position where you're setting yourself up, not just for the fastball up, but also the fastball up and in, right? Because if I can't be in a position where I'm here and I can make a move directly to this ball and stay through this ball and keep my hands on this line, I'm in trouble, right? Most hitters that I work with, most hitters that I see, even in the major leagues, right? The ones that struggle are constantly looking here, and they have this slight gap of space at the top of the zone, and they're not ever prepared to cover the ceiling of the zone. And what happens is they get in this position and they go to make a move, and then they realize this ball's up and they have to come up out of the ground, and their barrel's under, the barrel's lagging up and under, or their swing gets out and around. And because they're not prepared to work directly to this pitch up and in, they have to come up like this. And once you lose that barrel under, guys, against 95 plus, against premium velocity, anybody that's spinning the ball well, you're cooked, man. You really are. Understand this, the best hitters in the world right now are consistently preparing themselves to have a little bit of posture, just enough posture to cover what I call the ceiling of the zone. You want to be prepared to cover this pitch right here, because understand this, if you're consistently prepared to cover that ball that hops up on you, that fastball that hops up on you, you're prepared to get square to that. And I don't mean like hit it here and then bail across. I'm talking about catching this ball out in front, for example, like Garrett Crochet versus Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani gets in there, he opens himself up, and he's prepared now for this, right? When you are set up to cover this, anything out, we can always get our swing longer and cover out if we need to go out. But in order to cover that space in, we've got to be direct and be able to get here and stay through, right? So the minute that Ohtani knows what he's up against, you completely change your setup to now where this pitch has now become good to hit. And sure enough, before you know it, he gets here, it's there, Crochet misses out over the plate, and he takes him dead center, right? 97 left on left. Most hitters can't cover this pitch. One, because you've closed yourself off, or you're set up not prepared for this. Once you understand that if you're covering the top of the zone, everything else gets easier. I'm gonna pick up the PVC pipe so that you can get a look, right? All I wanna do is be in a position where I can go from here, get to my launch position, go from here straight to this ball, right? If I can make this move, anything else that causes my swing to condense, I'm gonna crush, man. Look, and it all happens by constantly being prepared for the top. Even this pitch down, right? Understand that this pitch at the top of the zone requires my most compact, connected, direct move to the ball. If there's any slack, if there's any fat in that swing, I'm out. I'm constantly gonna make outs, which is why everyone in the game throws up there. So how do we negate that? How do we counter that? As hitters, we have to set ourselves up to prepare for that. And not only the benefit of being prepared to make this move direct here, it also raises the sights of your visual perception of the zone. Now you've raised the floor of your strike zone. You're no longer chasing these marginal pitches because you've been more specific about what you're hunting. Instead of just looking, oh, I'm just looking middle, I'm just looking fastball. That's not good enough anymore. You need to either be prepared for this or this, and then everything else is gonna work off of that, because now I've set myself up. I've taken all the slack out of my swing, and anything that takes me down like this pitch right here, I'm going to be in a position where I'm ready for that visually. I'm up, right? Think again, like Ohtani, I feel like he's a blueprint for this. Judge does a pretty good job of setting his eyes up. Right now, I'm looking for this, and it's anything that's down is very reactionary, and it just allows me to be very quick to the ball. So it's like here, oh, that's down, and I'm right on plane. Instead of making this long, sloppy move that's out around here, I'm gonna, even the ball that I'm supposed to hit down, I'm gonna miss it because I haven't trimmed the fat out of the backside, right? And that all stems off of being prepared to cover the top, right? Once you understand that if you're prepared to cover the top, you're pretty much not gonna lose. Now I understand there are some profiles that I may be talking about at this time that really that ball hops up on you, you know, it's a lot of spin, a lot of good induced vertical break, right? The ball like appears to never come down, spinning, it's on its way up. You may need to set yourself up to be above that ball and also see it down. But most hitters are prepared to just hit the ball middle, right? They're most prepared to hit this ball middle, and then they get in the ground or they think that they have to create this, they have to create the barrel depth, the barrel angle, launch, and with their hands in their path, and then they take this swing right here. Damn, I just fouled that back. And if you're consistently not hitting the pitch that you're supposed to hit right here, in today's game, you're gonna make a lot of outs. I understand this is in 2025, but this is something that you have to win against, man, because look, if you're ready to hit this ball, one, not only is it your most efficient swing, it's your most connected, it's your most on-time swing. If you're not prepared to hit his best fastball at the top of the zone, you're in trouble in today's game, because when you are ready for this, right, when you're consistently ready for this pitch, specifically up and in, right, because this is going to have to be a very, very direct move where you're already set up and it's here, ball, right? That is a very tight move, tight turn. I hate the word turn, a tight swing to the ball, direct move to the ball. And if you need to go anywhere out, that is going to be a move that takes your swing from here, and you can always work out. But once you make this initial move out, you're cooked. You really are. And that's why it's like constantly preparing to win against this inner lane. Are you in a position where when you get to your landing spot, you can work direct to this ball, in, down, because you can always go out. And I think that's one of those myths, I don't know what you want to call it, that we are taught as hitters, like, oh, away. This is always going to be there. You can always let your swing get longer. I mean, even from my own perspective of being a 9-year minor league baseball player who never made it, but had everything he needed, I figured this stuff out too late. I always covered fastballs out in the way because my swing was long and it got out here and I had to get extended. I couldn't just drive the ball with backspin pull side on the inner half or even a fastball middle because I didn't have the right moves. But if you can consistently prepare yourself to hit this fastball middle up, middle in, and be able to not only just get straight to it, but then drive through it and backspin that ball either back through the middle to your pull side gap, everything else is going to work off of that. There's just endless benefits to it. And not only that, you're also going to make better pitch selection because you're much less likely to chase up when you're visually already prepared for this. Anything that takes you up from here, that's a ball. We have to know that. Anything that you're looking for here that you can't basically make a direct move to cover the top, that's a ball. And not only that, it's going to make that swing that's a fastball middle that you're supposed to hit tight enough and not a move where you get too big and try to do too much. It's just going to be, I'm here, oh, that's down. And now you've driven it instead of getting beat by it. But everything good that you're going to do in the game, man, you've got to prepare to cover the top, especially in today's pitching ecosystem, right? If you want help learning to develop a swing, how to do that, work with me, man. This is what I do. This is my life's work, figuring out how to backspin the ball to all fields, but specifically learning how to build your swing and then learning how to hit with the swing. This is the hit part of it. If you don't know how to hit, you're going to make outs. You're never going to make it to the big leagues. Not only that, when you don't have the swing right and you don't have a swing path that's prepared to cover the top, not only are you going to have a bad swing, you're never going to be confident, right? We build confidence on the backside of putting in reps, challenging ourselves, dominating the challenge, and then being in a place where you can just go hit in the game. If you're not in that place, man, you don't have it. And if you don't have it, and you know if you're watching this, if you don't have it, man, you're not confident. I want you to be in a place where you face a Garrett Crochet, you face a guy that's Cy Young type of quality, and you can hit his best fastball, and you're not in a place where you got to work around your own body. You can be wherever you need to be, and you can go from point A to the ball, one move through and drive it. If you can consistently prepare yourself for this type of pitch, you're going to win against everything else, man, because from there, it's just a matter of being good with your direction. That's all it is, man. This hitting stuff, if you get the setup right, I know I talk about it in all my videos, if you get the setup right, man, and you master the swing, then all you got to do is learn how to hit with the swing. From there, you got confidence. From there, you got consistency. From there, you got all the things that you want right in front of you without you having to think about it. That's all I care about. Thank y'all for watching. Keep working hard. Keep working smart. I'll see you on the next video.